Path of Midnight. And last but not least, we got Datyu running with 6 Runes of the Undead, Pistol Shield, Shaman's Amulet, 30-10, 0-30.
Last chance to nail down your strategy.
He's also running seems to be grenade kit, elixir gun and elixir R.
And he's not running automated response, to be noted as well. So that should be interesting to see how that plays out. But anyway, we're getting started here. Let's open the map, and Sarah, let's go over the splits.
Absolutely, let's check this split out, or see how these comps kind of coalesce into this fight. But it looks like we're gonna see a 1 engineer from the red team and a 2-person raiding party. It looks like they're gonna shadow refuge and go up to Waterfall here and meet the 2-person party, 3-person party from the team Strange World over here on Waterfall momentarily. Actually, no, they're opting to head straight to the mid and start the fight there, I guess. I think they may have seen the 3 people over on Waterfall and decided to go straight into the mid to try and get the fight over with. Tiberius Shifter is fighting Odes now, who popped in the ring warning, was just now expired. Mario, however, is doing a lot of work here. He's getting targeted down. He's stunned like crazy, but he's going to be... These guys Stun Spirit are trying to do so much work, but he goes down. He's going to be targeted down here. Here comes the Dragon's Teeth just for a lot of damage. Datya is trying to res. He does res him, and he's going to be chasing down people. There's another supply crate going down here, and it looks like the engineers from both teams are just dropping everything they've got here to make sure they have this fight for their team. Mario goes down once again. Pusan goes down. Actually, Pusan goes down in terms of Death Shroud, and everyone here is actually about mid-health. This fight is nowhere near over blue.
No, it's still going pretty heavily, and blue team has actually been doing, despite a lot of AoE that's coming out here from the red team, they're actually doing a pretty excellent job at getting teammates up. Mario's gone down twice now. Let's see if they're going to be able to get the 3rd res off for this team fight. There's a lot of conditions and whatnot rolling off him, and that is going to be the first death there, and the first blood will go to the red team.
Yeah, they will get a first blood, but Chotapai, Kuro, and Versing here are going to try and go for 2nd and 3rd and 4th in the second here. Datyo and Odes, though, are kind of trying to be the guys who are saying, no, you're not going to get the rest of us. Datyo goes down, though. Let's see if he can get anyone, or get the res off on him before he gets the stop. But no, there's 2nd blood for the red team. It's 54 points in the favor of red, and the amount of red people on the point compared to blue is in the favor of red, as we're saying, is the single person on that. Of course, the fight is now migrating over towards the cliffs here between Waterfall and Graveyard, which is not a good thing for the blue team as they try to keep their singular point here. But Kuro is just going hard on everyone here. He's actually about to try and take out Pusan. No, knocks down Amy's, about to go on for Odesk as well. This guy just loves chasing people down, man.
He is, and definitely Kuro, one of our strongest players so far in this tournament, really showing his stuff here and doing an excellent job at keeping Strange World, at say at least on their defensive means.
Actually, yeah, he walked into a trap and managed to shadow step right back on. Odesk is going to be a little bit crippled there, and he's going to get feared off the point as Kuro goes in with his short bow, and he goes down, and here comes a stomp from Kuro. Shadow step stomp, and there it is at the very last second. He's going to get those 5 points. It is now 122 in the favor of red team to 70. Blue is actually decapping Quarry, but they don't have Waterfall. They do not have an income at this point in the game. There is an engineer fight going off on Quarry. It's Chotapai versus Datya, and this is going to be extremely interesting as the turrets and the bombs are going down. I think it is Chotapai who has the bomb kit, if I'm not mistaken here, and that big old bomb went off, but it did not get Datya, which is of course unfortunate. It would have knocked him back off the point and given him total control. Now he has to fight Datya, who is actually quite low, and blue is just going in the favor of Chotapai here.
And Chotapai doing a really nice job there at 1v1ing, really showing, comparing the builds to each other. Datyu, I believe, was running just Bomb Kit. I could be wrong on that, though. Whereas Chotapai has both the AoE options through Grenade Kit and the Bomb Kit, so he's definitely one of those going to win the AoE fight there, and I think he came out on top because of that. And it's actually just going to leave the down body here while it bleeds out. Yeah.
And there's the bleed out, of course. The 3-cap from red team is gone, but I think the damage has been done. It's 215 to 70 in the favor of hard to carry HTC. Amy's, Odesk, and Mario Ops are over here on their home point trying to retake their homeland, but I don't think that they're gonna get it in time here. Their Satan is here, and he's been warded in, man. And looks like Odesk pops that Resolute Healer trait, trying to get Amy up, but no, the stomp comes in from Pineapple here, and the rest of the red team is here to follow. Odesk taking so much damage. Mario is going to be about half health right now, and here comes Datya to support. There's just about 3 players here up entirely, and I'm not liking this fight here. There's a wall of light and didn't really push anyone that far off, but Odesk does get rezzed.
Yeah, Otis is going to be brought back up, keep the fight rolling, but to say the least, red team is doing a really impressive job at keeping the blue team, to say the least, under control right now. Blue team is now pushing a full-out offensive onto Waterfall, but red team's countering that brilliantly by sending pretty much all their people over here. It is an extremely risky play on red team's part to sort of go for that full-on 3-cap, but I think based on team fight results, they are confident at this point that they can do that successfully.
Absolutely, they're showing it very successfully actually right here. Odesk is down, that Guardian Power is going to get stomped by Pineapple again. Looks like Shifter is over here as well, and Pusan is about to get sandwiched by Pineapple and Shifter for saying just keeping everyone away right now, and the rest of the red team is here. It looks like that finally Chotapai is going to come in for support. He was kind of off on the map, just making sure that blue did not have anyone else on those points, but Chotapai will be in here momentarily. Pineapple might get stopped. He passed that misform in the down state. He's trying to get away. Let's go in with him right now. Looks like Chotapai is actually going to get the res off on him. Yep, he's fine. Blue team does take the point though, and Kuro gets on, and he's going to probably TCAP momentarily.
Indeed, taking a look at that now, we are seeing a lot of blue team people go down here. So unfortunately for them, we probably are going to see red team once more take this point after these stomps and whatnot have gone off. They do still have their Necromancer Pusan sitting on that point still, but more than likely just because of the fact he's a Necromancer does have heal available, but it's probably not going to be able to last too long. And yeah, he's going to go down right now.
Absolutely, Nakuro is probably. Will the res go off? Odesk gets feared away. He's gonna pop that heal there, and no, there's the stomp by I think it was Versaint there.
Yeah.
This is the point where red team doesn't have to have a 3-cap anymore. They can actually straight up push into the Lord right now, and I would not be surprised if we did see Hard to Carry do that. They've sort of pulled off from the waterfall point. I think Versaint is still over there, but actually no, it's
So I think either they're grouping up right now, or are they?
Did you see that?
I think they're going to group up now to go over to Quarry. That was, I think, is what we're seeing from the blue team right now. They really need that all-in offensive to push themselves out. It's obviously going to look very grim for the blue team, Strange World at the moment here, but they do have the chance to push in here now and take back Quarry to say the least, and then from there branch out onto other points and really just distract the red team to try and come out a full frontal offensive here.
Absolutely. Of course, what's really brilliant about this offensive is that they only sent Amy's to Quarry, actually, and majority of this raiding party is here on mid to try and take this fight. But look at red; they've already pushed. They're pushing to the Lord rather, just for those final points. If they get the decap, though, this will be it.
They are only decapping points. They aren't full capping. They let Quarry. They don't really decap Quarry. They didn't actually go for the full capture. So, like, they're just more. They're more than likely just wanting to fall back to the Lord at this point.
I'm on the Lord right now. We're seeing Datyo and it looks to be Odes coming here, trying to get the defense off. But no, the Lord goes down with a 5-man. Five-man rain party is pretty like instant. And it's
Yeah.
a 600 4-point win to 100. That's brutal, man.
Yeah, it's obviously, so that's going to be a little bit hurtful in terms of morale speaking to Strange World, getting beat out that hard in the first round, but they still have one more match and as well, so we're going to see now Strange World change up their strategy. We're going to be on a different map next time, so Strange World, to say the least, is not out of this yet.
Absolutely. Hopefully they will they'll be able to come back and we'll see the third match out of this best of 3 here. Or is it best of 5 in the winners finals or still best of 3?
I believe everything except the losers regular play is best of 1. So I believe. So we'll have to see how that goes. But now we are going to be on the Battle of Kylo, so we're moving on to this map now. Different map, different strategy. This map definitely is going to be a little different for the teams, because a lot of teams are really good on the Legacy of the Foefire, but are kind of iffy on this map, because it's definitely a little bit harder map to play. Not the most, definitely a harder map, to say the least. A little hard to describe it there, but...
Yeah, the playstyle between Foefire and Kylo is just so different. Just the fact that everything is not wide open and there are these choke points pretty much everywhere, and the points are lined up in almost exact opposite fashion to Foefire. Like, were you to flip horizontally and vertically Foefire, you would probably get Kylo, because Kylo is of course more vertical.
Yeah, definitely looking at that now. Kylo definitely on the straight line pattern here of points. I'm just gonna try to iterate this. A lot of people sometimes don't see the point I'm trying to get at here. But anyway, looking at it right now, so other maps will run the sort of triangular pattern point, like on Forest, and it's a lot easier to circumnavigate between the points, trying to move around them back out. This one is a straight line, so holding middle is going to be a huge advantage because you'll be able to see, you'll have eyesight onto the other points, whereas that wouldn't be such an advantage on other triangular shaped maps.
Absolutely. And of course, The way this map is laid out, the secondary objective is right by your base, and those are the trebuchets that you use to rain death upon pretty much every point on the map here. As the strategy for pretty much any treb user is hit the team fights, because that's going to give your team so much.
Yeah.
It's going to give you knockdowns. It's going to give you pretty much half of anyone's life is dead, if not all of it. But
It can be dodged
night.
though, so if they're good skilled players. There's actually been some pretty nice plays where people immobilize people to sort of knock it off. So immobilizations are really going to screw you over on this map, especially if you have trebuchet fire coming in. But to say at least, if you guys aren't under pressure, the trap is not going to be that big of an issue because you can dodge it. But obviously in a team fight, it is going to be a little hectic to try and keep up with that. So it will obviously flip it in your favor if you're not careful, or flip it against you if you're not careful.
Absolutely. For some other things to watch out for is on the clock tower, you can be banished straight off of it if you are against the Guardian bunker, or pretty much anyone with CC. You can get CC'd right down to the floor, and that's going to give people with the teleport so much better ability to come back onto that point and start the fight over.
And because of that, we do see a lot of Guardians taking main hand sword on this map. Like, we just saw Odes swap out to an out, and probably Versaint will do the same, and just as he already had. So a lot of Guardians will opt to take that main hand sword so they can use Flashing Blade, their number 2 on that, in order to get back up there if they do get knocked off. It's a very nice utility to have on this map, because the midpoint is something that isn't really like any other map, because it's just so vertical. And it's a very small point that's really just one circle, and everything else below it is below. So if you get knocked off, you gotta walk all the way around back up to the top.
The match starts soon.
Absolutely. We are going to see probably Odes run Hammer Sword Shield, and I would expect to see the same from his counterpart on Hard to Carry, but it's going to be interesting if they decide to go run Staff for the entire game or not.
Yeah, well, here we go, guys. Starting it off now, going off, starting the game in 3 seconds, opening of the map, and here we go. Sorry if they want to go to the splits, and we'll get it started.
Absolutely. Let's check this out. We already have the Red Thief on their trebuchet. It looks like the blue team will follow suit shortly. They're sending 2 to Mansion and 2 to Clock Tower, which I think is quite wise. And as they see that sort of this 3-man raiding party from Red Team is going on the CF or CT rather, there will be that 3rd person from Blue Team pushing either through to the mid or through to the enemy treb. And it looks like we're going to see Amy's going up against Kuro here on the enemy treb blue.
Let's take a look at that fight right now. Amis is taking a lot of damage running with, let's take a look. See here, Scepter Dagger. Ellie's going to try to force the Thief off the point. Thief going to jump into stealth here now as he falls back. So needless to say, we do have a bit of a fight here, and Amis isn't. Both of them are kind of in trouble at the moment because of the spike AoE potential from both of them. So it is going to come out to the winner of this 1v1 will control the mid fight as well because of the control of trebuchets at stake here. And we do have another fight over here as well at the other treb.
Let's check out both treb fights very momentarily. We're going to see why from a Strange World versus Pineapple Cake. But the big action is going here in the center. We're going to have Versaint versus Odes. We've got Tiberius and Chotopai on the fringes, and Mario Ops is over here as well, trying to get some damage in on these side players over on the midpoint here. But Versaint has been taken off the midpoint, and he's been warded out. It might be enough time to have the blue team actually cap the point. Datjo's here as well. He's probably going to be in a position shortly to just throw grenades down, or maybe even a supply crate. Let's go in with Datjo and see what he's exactly doing. Yeah, he's, as I predicted, pulled out the grenade kit. Going to be hitting them in from the side, which is a very, I would say, well-known and obvious strategy, tactic that you can use just to be safe on this midpoint, but at the same time support your team.
A lot of heavy AoE to be thrown out there. The update as well, the blue team trebuchet did lose blue team rather, did lose their 1v1 at their trebuchet, and they have lost it now because of that. Red team, however, at the same time won there, so they're now the only team with the treb at the moment, and are going to exercise excellent control over middle and other side points as well because they have that excellent amount of AoE and knockback potential being coming in there from the treb.
Absolutely. Now, Odes in the mid needs a lot of support. Red team did lose the windmill momentarily, but they've got it back. Odes is going to be going into the support of a supply crate from Datjo here, popping that shield of absorption. And here's Versaint and Tiberius trying to get them off here. Now the numbers are even as Chotopai comes in. It's Mario, Datjo, and Odes versus Tiberius, Shifter, Chotopai, and Versaint. But let's see what's exactly going on. We're seeing the big old bomb knocked a majority of the blue team off, trying to keep them off with his control skills, as that Guardian control is quite strong. Mario, though, is off of the fringes. He's actually stealth for a second. And let's see what else is going on here. Looks like blue team Treb actually did get rebuilt. Pineapple Cake is actually taking it down once again. And it looks like Kuro and Kuro died trying to defend that red trap, but he was actually unsuccessful in doing that, Blue.
Yep, they are going to lose. So now we have sort of the complete opposite. Blue team now has their trebuchet up, and red team has lost. Actually, no, both teams have lost their trebs now, so we're actually going to see that once again. So it's now just down to people until someone gets a repair up. We also have contention over here at the windmill, while blue team has finally entered the team fight and made it taking control over that.
Absolutely, we're gonna see Y, who actually decapped Windmill. He's gonna be chased down by who's at full health and very scary. But blue team is managing to get Clock Tower. Mansion, however, being decapped by Pineapple Cake. Pineapple, I swear to God, I just saw on the other side of the map, which just means he's using his mobility to his utmost potential here. But he's gonna be joined by Versaint, and they're gonna go up against Datyo here. And Datyo, I don't like his odds. He doesn't have that supply crate to support him. He's gonna be throwing lots of potions around, I'm sorry, he's using that elixir gun to just use that, try and get some AoE down, I guess, but he's not really popping into that grenade kit as much as I would like to see, and getting feared off point, but he's going to be joined by Odesk and it looks like Mario, and he's going to be fine here as the numbers begin to favor the blue team, and also, it's worth noting it's a 140 to 129 here in the favor of the blue team, just 2 kills away from evening it out on red. Datyo's down here, and if red manages to get this kill, they'll begin evening once again.
We also have blue team trebuchet shots coming over here into the match, and red team is not shooting over here yet, so that is obviously going to flip the favor. Over here at Clock Tower, though, Chotopai has managed to ninja that away, as I believe blue team was preoccupied getting their trebuchet up, so that's going to, once again, which is surprising, leaving Clock Tower open. So Chotopai is getting that really for free at this point.
Absolutely. The amount of pressure that blue needed to keep their home point has actually kind of destroyed their lead here as red team is pulling away. There's no one on Clock Tower, there's no one on Windmill, and the fight over here between looks to be Amy's and Kuro is just gonna go on, and she's gonna actually try and res herself right now, but no, she goes down. So really all of blue team is concentrated at their home point, and they don't even have it capped. This is not good for Strange World, man.
And they only have 2 people up as well. One of them's down. Y just spawned, so he's going to be moving over to... He's actually going to be jumping on the trebuchet right out of spawn, trying to get that over here to the mansion, but I think it's a little bit too late here now, as Odas the Guardian is going to be the last one to go down, and really, blue team is almost going to be forced to wait for respawns at this point.
Absolutely. Now they're gonna they need to wait. They need to come in out and force, and they need to retake their home point here. Let's see what else is going on. We're just gonna see Y, who was trying to be sneaky here, but Chotopai is gonna find this guy, and he's not gonna be able to get the decap off on Windmill. We'll see if he gets to the Clock Tower though, as red team now has a triple cap, and this is not good for Strange World. But for if you were on hard to carry right now, I think you'd be elated. We're gonna see this finally. This team fight here is going to be fine. Mario, Odesk, and Datyo are running up. Amy's is going to be coming into support momentarily. And it's going to be a 3v3 here on the mansion point. Odesk is on the point. He's throwing down that ring of warding, trying to keep Versaint out, but now he's going to be keeping him in. And looks to be an interesting fight here, Blue.
Yep, we are going to have that fight erupting over here at Mansion. We have another decap going over here at Windmill as well. Y actually just did a double decap, taking both the Clock Tower and the Windmill, so he's doing work, to say the least, moving around points, while the rest of his teammates are fighting over here at Mansion.
Absolutely. Of course, blue team can't come back. It's not unwinnable from this position. Odesk is trying to keep everyone away. Looks like he's going to get the res off on whoever was down. I think it was like either Datyo or Amy's. And the trap shots are beginning to rain in from the red team, though. And if they don't time those rolls perfectly, if they don't manage that endurance bar, they're going to be, well, you're going to get hit just like that. Odesk being knocked away. Datyo being knocked down. He's going to try and res. The res does go off, but the mansion point is in the favor of the red team. It looks like Y actually was forced to come back here, and he's running back and forth between Windmill and Clock Tower, trying to keep Chotopai on his feet.
So it's really just him and Chotopai playing a game of like Ring Around the Rosie with the 2 points here, and it's kind of funny. We've seen it twice now where Y just goes to a point, decaps it, and Chotopai is probably like 10 seconds behind him and takes it back as soon as he grabs it. So it's while everyone else is fighting over here at the mansion, those two are sort of just playing Ring Around the Rosie on the other 2 points. Absolutely.
I would like to see someone kind of peel off and help Y, though. Really, this team fight's not going anywhere. If you lose a person, or if you're down a person right now, just the fact that you're so close to respawn is such a boon for your team that you can afford to like defend Windmill or defend Clock Tower. So actually, let's see what's going on. Chotopai is just grenading mid during this huge fight. I think we're gonna see Y he's gonna start using the trap here to try and support the blue team, which is I think exactly what they need here. They just need that sort of pressure and suppression on the red team.
Well, I mean, I think red team has had it on them for virtually the entirety of this team fight, so evening that out is obviously going to help, and we're even seeing that now, that blue team has sort of been scrambled off the point here a little bit. Both teams actually kind of scrambled off the point here a little bit to try and compensate for that now that both trebs are being shot.
Yep, and it looks like Kuro from the red team, his trap shots are just so much, a little bit more accurate, as Y just is not able to hit anyone in red. There it is. There's another pretty good, interesting hits there. They're gonna try and get the kill off on Pineapple here. Let's see if they can. He's gonna no. He actually resin gets up immediately, going to water farm for the water 5. It's gonna be really interesting. We're gonna see Y getting off the trap though. He's gonna be in clock tower decapping. He needs to get off on go over to windmill because he's gonna be met by Chotapai.
Indeed, Chotapai, let's go over to his point of view, see what's going on. Obviously, once again, decapping that over here at the mansion as well. And Windmill again, and I think these two guys are playing the Ring Around the Rosie game once again. However, unfortunately for Y, the efforts are kind of fruitless at the moment, as the red team is just pulling away and closing in on victory for this set in addition to this match.
Absolutely, and here comes 455 to 185. No income from blue right now. This is such a sad loss, because Strange World was doing so great. They're totally demolishing pretty much everyone they had in the bracket, and they just run up against a wall, and that wall is hard to carry. And it's kind of crushing to see this happen. I was rooting for Strange World, just on a personal thing, but Datio gets rezzed here. Odesk is low, but actually the some sort of healing cleansing wave went out, healing both of them. The fight is beginning to take shape here for blue team, but it's just too little, too late, as red team has this locked down.
Yep, in about 5 seconds here, as soon as we get the capsule, actually 2 seconds now, and one more tick and then we got it. Red team is going to take this one, and they're going to win this set 2-0, and move themselves on into, I believe, the finals now.
Yep, we're going to see hard to carry in the finals, and who they'll face, we'll never know until the finals. So I guess never is not exactly the correct word.
So keep in mind, Strange World, this could just be an issue in the fact that they may not have practiced enough this week, or they might not have had a chance to warm up this morning, because it is. Well, I mean,
and that patch did come out yesterday.
Yeah, the
like,
patch.
Hotfix,
Yeah.
And the patch previously was recent. It was in between the 2 weeks here of this tournament, so maybe they just don't know how to reconcile the comp with it. We'll see.
Yeah, but so they're gonna be moving on to the finals. Strange World is gonna move down to the losers bracket now. Keep in mind they're not out of the tournament yet. And if you guys want to keep up with the brackets here for this tournament, just type !point brackets into the chat. And assuming Nightbot is there, he will assist you in directing you to the correct link. But yeah, so that they're gonna be moving on to the finals. We're now gonna go down to the losers bracket finals, I think, or semifinals. I'm not actually sure.
Semifinals.
Semifinals. Okay.
So what happens is Strange World goes to the losers finals, and then the winner of these semifinals will be facing Strange World, and the winner of that will go on to face once again hard to carry.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. So let's take a quick break here, guys, so we can set up the extra.